Hey folks, Matthew here. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about a new blog I wrote, which is on plastics. They're far more toxic than I think most of us realize, and so this blog is tips on how you can reduce your exposure to these plastics. Obviously there are numerous known toxins in most of the plastic products that we're exposed to every day, from sippy cups to food wraps to water bottles. And the ones that are related to food in our bodies are particularly worrisome, as these chemicals can easily leach out into our foods, our beverages, sink into our skin, and they're unfortunately easily stored in the body where they can do significant damage over time. We're talking about chemicals like formaldehyde, phthalates, BPA, toxic flame retardants, just to name a few. And when these are stored in the body, they've been linked to things like obesity, infertility, endocrine disruption, asthma, heart disease, and even cancer. Lots of troubling stuff with plastics and using plastics, especially with food and food products. So the good news is it's easy enough to at least reduce some of our exposure, even in a plastic-filled world. And in the blog, I go through a number of things and spin some details, so look that up. But just in general, some of the highlights. Avoid heating your plastics. So don't microwave, reheat foods and plastics. Don't use plastic utensils when you're cooking. Plastic water bottles, when they're left in the car, they leach even, in a hot car on a summer day, can leach even more chemicals. So that's one. Drink liquids out of glass or ceramic or uncoated metals, other less toxic materials that don't leach. Water bottles are awful. Silicone's a great replacement for, like, when you're using cooking utensils. You can use silicone coated things, which are very heat resistant. They're a natural substance that aren't supposed to leach and not supposed to be as toxic as plastics. Using glass for food storage. I use the Pyrex glass dishes when I store my food in the refrigerator. And if I have to use like a Ziploc bag, like say when I clean lettuce, like a big bunch of lettuce, I'll put some chlorine-free paper towels inside the plastic bag and put my lettuce in between, so it's not as exposed to the toxins leaching out from the plastic. You can buy your food staples in grocery stores. So if, say you're getting a jar of mayonnaise, get one in a glass jar, or ketchup, or whatever it is in the grocery stores. Use liquid beverages, etc. Always look for glass that aren't leaching the chemicals. Skip the receipts. Most of these receipts now are pressure printed, and they leach out BPA, which are known to be toxins, and that stuff goes right into your fingers, into your bloodstream, and often stores inside your body when it can't be detoxed correctly. So just skip them. If I go to the grocery store and I know I'm not going to return anything, I just tell them to toss it, or not print one is even better. Save some paper. Be aware that even metal cans are often coated in plastics now. So like inside the food storage cans, tomato sauces, beans, whatever it is, soups, they all have a plastic coating now, unfortunately. So at least look for BPA alternatives, although there's some evidence that the alternatives aren't necessarily much better. But we don't know yet. We do know BPA is bad, so for the moment, look for BPA-free alternatives. But anyway, if you want to check out my blog, I've got more details on these things that you can learn more, and I hope you'll check it out. And if you're interested, like the post and share it. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, or week, or whenever you're watching this.